me.
Terminator Zero will be released later this month, and we're only a few days away from watching one of our favorite franchises come back to life in the anime format. The series has teased many exciting moments in the teasers, and even the latest trailer gave us a glimpse at the return of our favorite tropes in the genre. With an exciting collective of stars doing the voice work of the characters, and some new characters that might have an interesting arc in the series, we can't wait to see things get into action. Do we have a more significant threat than Skynet itself? Does the Resistance fighter sent back in time hold more motives than saving Malcolm? Let's dip into the hype for Terminator Zero and find out the characters who will be appearing in it, along with a possible look at the secrets they might be holding. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Terminator Zero anime. Finally, after years of various interpretations for this franchise, we're getting an anime series set in the Terminator's universe. While we're sure that other directors will continue their formula of using existing intellectual property from the original James Cameron films and try to make action pieces filled with CGI, it's not every day that one of the premier anime studios helms a complete series set in this world. From an anime house that has worked on projects that include Star Wars Visions, Ultraman, Batman Gotham Knight, and the future Ghost in the Shell films, we'll get to see a whole new take on the Terminator franchise. Mixed with the usual elements of time travel, a Terminator looking for a human target in the past, and a soldier sent to protect the individual targeted by the Terminator, certain elements will be interpreted in a Japanese setting. Even though we've had multiple conversations regarding the series and its setting in the Terminator timeline and what we can expect from it, we didn't get a chance to talk about the characters we will get to see in the series. Let's check out the characters in the series and try to figure out if we can guess plot elements based on these characters. Malcolm. One of the most essential parts of the arc in any Terminator story is the human. The human is at the center, while the two other characters fight each other for the human. But this time, the stakes are a little higher because Malcolm Lee might have one of the biggest weapons that could put him in danger of being put down by both sides. While working at Cortex Industries, Malcolm developed an artificial intelligence named Kokoro in competition against Cyberdyne Systems' Skynet. Ever since he had made this artificial intelligence, he would be haunted by visions of an apocalypse that included a nuclear holocaust. This invention would be why he would become the target of both sides of the humans versus robots war, as the Terminator would be sent back in time to assassinate him, while at the same time, a soldier would be sent back in time to prevent him from releasing Kokoro. Fans of the Terminator franchise might see an exciting connection between Malcolm Lee and a character from Terminator history who was majorly involved with Skynet. Dr. Miles Dyson was solely responsible for working on the automated system that would later gain full consciousness and become humanity's worst nightmare. Sarah Connor would target him to end the entire war against Skynet right from its birthplace. She was going to kill him, but later she realized she was no less than the Terminators, as she saw his family and decided to plan with him to destroy all his work at Cyberdyne to prevent an apocalyptic future. Just like Miles was a father of two, Malcolm is also a father to 3 kids, increasing the character's stake in the story. We didn't see much action from Miles' kids, although his son was seen in Terminator Genesis as the chief of development at Genesis. But since we're getting an anime, it won't be surprising to see Malcolm's kids figuring out their means of defense against the Terminator when the circumstances call for that. Considering there's an interesting parallel between the two characters, it won't be surprising to see Miles make a cameo in the anime. After all, who doesn't want to see the classic characters pop up in the series? Andre Holland of Moonlight and the Nick fame will be doing the character's voice in the series. The Terminator. It's not a Terminator project without the big android having half his skull peering through a torn face. Terminator Zero won't be backing out of that, considering we will see one that might remind us of the original James Cameron movies. Over the years, we have seen various Terminators, each with exciting updates that make them seem threatening. Who could forget Robert Patrick's T-1000 with a living tissue that can take the form of any shape with which it comes in contact? That surely scared us, along with the twist that Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator was now a good one during the hallway scene. The last projects brought many exciting updates to this, but over time, it became about these updates instead of focusing on making these Terminators scary. The fear came from the idea of how daunting these androids could be, considering their sole objective was to kill an individual who would be an essential addition to the Resistance's war against the robots. It only made sense to focus on the updates with each movie, trying to work on the advanced special effects, but that drove away from the character development aspect of the story. Luckily, showrunner Mattson Tomlin has decided to use the anime format to focus on the first thing that James Cameron managed to do with the first Terminator films: create a killer robot that is quite scary. So it would make sense that we will get the perfect blend of a terrifying robot killer in an action-heavy sequence, making for an ideal tribute to the original movies of the franchise. Justified star Timothy Olyphant will be voicing the Terminator, and according to Mattson Tomlin, this cross-eyed robot is someone you won't meet down a dark alley. Tomlin nicknamed this Terminator Creepy Fishman, and we wonder what that might stand for. Kokoro. Now we will witness a completely different response to Cyberdyne's Skynet with artificial intelligence created by Malcolm Lee at Cortex Industries in the anime series. Over the years, Skynet has always been the primary villain in every project associated with the franchise. Still, it seems that Kokoro might be a new enemy threatening humans and robots shortly. After all, apart from sending a Terminator to the past to kill Malcolm, an individual will be sent to stop him from releasing the artificial intelligence. Kokoro will be Malcolm Lee's creation, and this AI being will be voiced by Rosario Dawson of Ashoka and the various Kevin Smith collaborations fame. The last time we saw a unique villain appear in the series was when Matt Smith was made into the physical form of the entire Skynet in Terminator Genesis, but the film ended up being a complete mess. Bringing an AI to life can be difficult. We even saw in the trailer that Kokoro appears to be a being that is probably holographic, thus making it a perfect utilization of the animation format. Finally, we will have a villain who is just not another one of those updated Terminator villains that we've seen in every film and series. But yes, the idea that Kokoro was supposed to be a fight against Skynet ended up being some other threat, considering it will also have the same questions to face as Skynet regarding being brought into consciousness. Eiko. Eiko will be the updated version of Kyle Reese, as she will be sent back in time from 2022 to 1997 to protect Kyle Reese from being assassinated and also prevent the launch of the Kokoro artificial intelligence. According to Tomlin, Eiko will be more than just one of those protectors sent back in time, as she will have a darker tone initially, and then we will find her true objective later in the movie. This character arc might just be the perfect character development for this character, as in the past, most of the Kyle Reese-type characters didn't get to have a proper explanation apart from some glimpses of their timelines. So Eiko might just be a better response to this character trope. And as Mattson suggests, this one might put off the audience very well compared to the other characters we've seen in the past. Voiced by Sonoya Mizuno, Eiko can be seen fighting the Terminator android, and even though there have been rumors of no guns in the series, we can see a lot of guns being used. Mizuno has quite some experience in the genre, having appeared in various Alex Garland projects, where she showed that she has the right chops for something in this league with an intriguing depth. So it becomes clear that the casting was not done on a whim for this series. The Prophet. Ann Dowd will be voicing a fascinating character named the Prophet in the series, and this character will guide the surviving individuals in the Resistance. That might mean that she could be a religious figure that the humans depend upon, which might have darker implications than just being a guide. Or she could just be someone who helps the humans out when they are in their darkest places. Adding a character like this puts an exciting amount of emotional gravity to the series, as the human condition during the fight against the robots has not been exposed to this level in the past. But we have seen Ann Dowd appear in her various performances in shows and movies, and if we apply the idea that she might not just be what she seems, and she was cast for a particular reason, the Prophet might be more than what meets the eye. She could be someone who ends up betraying the humans, or someone planted by Skynet amidst the humans as an unsuspected individual. However, the fact that she will be a significant character in the series means that we will see an exciting number of events in the post-Judgment Day timeline, which needs to be adequately explored. This series might mark the first time a project in the Terminator universe simultaneously explored the post- and pre-Judgment Day timeline to this level. The events in the past have real-world implications in the future, and we're still waiting to see how these elements come together. Ann Dowd's character might be the only way to see this in action. but we might have to keep an eye on her if she turns out to bring a twist out of nowhere and strike us at the right time. Marvelous verdict. The Terminator movies have stuck to a particular trope that has made the movies and the various other projects somewhat similar, and we are well aware of what we will see in them. But the fact that an anime series is being done on it proves that we might get a chance to see a lot more squeezed out of the franchise than we have ever seen, with the multiple timelines in focus and even using time travel as an essential plot device. Some significant projects that parallel this genre have been in the anime world only, with Ghost in the Shell being one of the primary examples. The only expectation from the series is that it gives us a chance to see a lot more than the usual Connor family action storyline, even though we wouldn't mind seeing a cameo or two, considering these characters deserve to be immortalized. The anime format might do the right amount of justice for that. Let's wait and see if this anime becomes one of our favorite projects in the franchise. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.